Hi, I'm Cadence, and I'll be giving my speech on infidelity and its effects on new interpersonal relationships. After my speech, my audience should be able to recognize the effects of infidelity and new experiences. My goal is to persuade you that infidelity has long-lasting effects. For those of us that haven't been cheated on, have you ever comforted a friend who has? For those of us who have been cheated on, can you even describe the feelings that you felt? Heartbreaks tend to feel impossible, especially with the added aspect of cheating. Moving on with this feeling is unbearable sometimes. I recently found out that my partner of 2 years was cheating on me. While trying to move on from that experience again and expressing how terrified I was, I got into a new relationship and got cheated on again. The struggles I face when getting into a new interpersonal relationship aren't talked about as much, and it's not easy to just forget and move on. Being broken by someone tends to happen young and to a huge group of individuals. It's better to be aware of the possibility before you experience it, because it most likely will. In my speech, I will discuss how complex infidelity is when defining it, the cheater's mentality, feeling like past relationships affect new ones is a normal and okay thing, and how to recover from and better yourself before getting into a new interpersonal relationship. What is your definition of cheating? Having conversations with other individuals, engaging in sexual acts, communicating over the internet? So I did surveys before I did my speech, and I asked people, who do you think cheating happens most to? And they picked teenagers mostly. And then what is their definition of cheating? And some of the examples are going out of your way to disrespect your relationship with another person, anything romantic to someone who is not your partner, cheating as a physical or emotional betrayal in a relationship with another person, anything that is physically or emotionally uncomfortable to the other person that in a relationship is cheating. What is the actual definition of infidelity? Is it what we consider when deciding what to do after finding out the news? According to the article, How Selected Personality Factors Affect Relationships Between Marital Satisfaction, Sexual Satisfaction, and Infidelity states, infidelity is defined as any violation of one's marital vows, anytime a spouse stops loving, honoring, cherishing, or comforting the other. Infidelity is also defined as denoting in sexual behaviors outside of one's primary relationship. These definitions are extremely complex and don't exactly define what actions are considered cheating. These definitions recognize that so many different things can be considered cheating. What you identify as cheating is solely based on how you feel about the other person's actions. But this source secludes cheating individuals who are not married. Cheating, married or not, is the same. Infidelity is an extremely complex term. When identifying if you have experienced infidelity or not, consider the attitudes of the individuals, the motivations behind the act. You might not always recognize this, the consequences at hand for the one who committed the act, the correlations. One example could be looking at past behaviors and the predictors. I also asked my friends, do they believe that cheating is only considered when two individuals are married? And 100% of them said no. What is the difference between the different types of infidelity? Sexual infidelity is engaging in sexual acts with someone other than your partner. Emotional infidelity is channeling resources such as romantic love, time, and or attention to someone other than one's spouse. Combined type infidelity, which is also known as intertwined infidelity, is a mix of emotional and sexual infidelity. The number one phrase I hear and say when I experience infidelity is, what were they thinking? What actually goes on in the mind of a cheater? According to the psychology of cheating, and a psychotherapist explains what's going on inside of the mind of a cheater, there are so many different possibilities of what one might experience when thinking about making this decision. Cheating can be an outlet for frustration. Your partner may feel out of control or hopeless. Your partner may feel like they want revenge. If their partner cheated, they're more likely to do it back. Cheating can be a sign of distress. Cheating can be a last resort for fulfilling sexual needs. Cheating is a form of control. Cheating can be due to situational factors. Your partner might lack thrill or excitement. Cheating can be a learned behavior, and cheaters tend to lack impulse control. I also did another survey. This is basically asking what they think the most common type of infidelity is, and 50% said combined type infidelity. And then I asked, why do you think people cheat? The most common answers were lack of thrillment, a last resort for fulfilling sexual needs, and the cheater lacks impulse control. There are endless motives to cheating. To identify what theirs was can sometimes be impossible. Not only do these motives and experiences affect the cheater, but they affect the person who experienced it and their future more. According to the article, are there long-term effects of infidelity? Infidelity can lead you to live a completely different life and a different way of approaching new situations and relationships. Infidelity imposes many health risks. Some of them include STDs, less responsibility with contraceptives, and pregnancy. Infidelity causes a lack of trust in new relationships, depression, anxiety, PISD, which is post-infidelity disorder, and panic disorder. Infidelity causes social and emotional consequences that hold you back from new relationships. After being cheated on, you may feel angry, jealous, humiliated, disappointed. You might also experience self-doubt, trauma, lack of trust, and lack of self-worth. When getting into a new relationship, if these things affect you, remember, things will get better. How do you improve yourself before getting into a new interpersonal relationship? Taking time for yourself, therapy. Some types of therapy that you can go to are individual therapy, relationship guidance for affair recovery if you stay with the person, and couples therapy. Some things that might help are journaling, exercising, setting healthy boundaries with others and yourself, keeping yourself busy, gathering your support system, practicing self-care, and thinking about what you want and not what anyone else wants. Reviewing what I stated throughout my speech, infidelity is an extremely complex phenomenon. A cheater has a mentality of their own, past relationships affect new ones, and recovering yourself before getting into a new interpersonal relationship is essential, but it can be difficult. While this topic is complex and difficult to cover, infidelity within past relationships have a huge effect on new interpersonal relationships and experiences.